Welcome to SOS Media, your number one source of the latest news, opinions, and in-depth investigations that dig deeper into today's developing stories around the globe. In 2021, after more than 25 years of accusations and a federal court trial in New York that lasted 7 weeks, R. Kelly was presumably found guilty of charges including exploitation of a child, bribery, racketeering and trafficking involving 5 alleged victims. In one filing, R. Kelly's then new attorney, Jennifer Bonjean, assailed the government's use of the racketeering statute to fashion a case against the R&B singer and songwriter, saying it was classic Me Too era overreach and allowed prosecutors to circumvent pesky statute of limitation issues arising from decades-old abuse allegations. Invigorated by an influential social movement determined to punish centuries of male misbehavior through symbolic prosecutions of high-profile men, the government brought a RICO prosecution against R. Kelly that was absurdly remote from the drafter's intent, Bonjean then wrote in the 62-page motion for judgment of acquittal. These were not a RICO Act violation, these were isolated events that happened many years ago, and the government simply tried to plead around the statute of limitations to bring in a RICO charge but which was wrong. The Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, commonly referred to as RICO, is a federal law in the United States aimed at combating organized crime. It provides for extended criminal penalties and civil causes of action for acts performed as part of an ongoing criminal organization. However, RICO itself does not prescribe specific sentencing guidelines, but instead RICO violations are subject to the general federal sentencing guidelines. The sentencing guidelines for RICO violations can vary depending on several factors, including the nature and severity of the offense, the defendant's criminal history, any aggravating or mitigating circumstances, and the discretion of the judge overseeing the case. Federal judges typically refer to the United States sentencing guidelines to determine appropriate sentences for RICO convictions. The United States sentencing guidelines provide a framework for federal judges to determine sentences based on the specific circumstances of each case. These guidelines take into account factors such as the offense level, which is calculated based on the severity of the crime and any relevant enhancements or adjustments, as well as the defendant's criminal history category. On March 18 this year, R. Kelly's lawyer Jennifer Bonjean endeavored amid interruptions from one of the appeal judges to convince a United States appeals court to overturn R. Kelly's trafficking conviction and 30-year prison sentence. R. Kelly is appealing his September 2021 conviction by a Brooklyn, New York jury on all 9 charges he faced, including racketeering and 8 counts of violating the Mann Act, which forbids transporting people across state lines for illegal involvement. Jennifer Bonjean told the Second United States Circuit Court of Appeals that federal prosecutors failed to prove that R. Kelly led a racketeering scheme where he recruited underage girls and then violated several victims. Didn't the government prove that one of the purposes of this enterprise was to recruit girls so that R. Kelly could have illegal activity? Circuit Judge Denny Chin asked, but Bonjean said it did not do so by relying on evidence such as R. Kelly's employees passing out the phone number backstage of the R&B king. There was no evidence that anyone went out there saying, "May I find out what your age is? Are you underage? Come back, we want to serve you up to Mr. Kelly," Bonjean noted. Circuit Judge Richard Sullivan suggested that the ages of some accusers might have been obvious. The appearance of these girls would be evidence enough, wouldn't it? He asked Bonjean. Looking young does not mean you know someone is a minor, Bonjean responded. Bonjean further told the appeals court that all kinds of legitimate organizations, even college fraternities, could be deemed racketeering organizations, under a law used to convict the R&B king at his Brooklyn trial of allegedly abusing young fans for decades. She said it wasn't fair that prosecutors charged 57-year-old R. Kelly with leading a racketeer-influenced and corrupt organization enterprise from 1994 to 2018, compromised of individuals who promoted his music and recruited women and girls to engage in illegal activity and to produce CP. This was not a collection of people who had a purpose to recruit girls for abuse or CP, Bonjean said. Whether they turned a blind eye, whether some of them suspected that some of these girls were underage, that's a whole different matter. And once we get into that sort of territory, where we're going to say that constitutes a RICO enterprise, well, we have a lot of organizations, we have a lot of frat houses, we have all types of organizations that are now going to become RICO enterprises, she said in support of the Grammy-winning, multiplatinum-selling songwriter R. Kelly. The prosecutor only responded by citing numerous instances of testimony, including one in which a woman testified that she told a member of R. Kelly's entourage that she was 16 when he asked her age. Others knew some girls were not yet 18 because they booked flights for them and the girls had to provide their birth dates, government prosecutor Bensing said, but with no proof but just only hearsay. Members of the enterprise heard R. Kelly beat his girlfriends and they knew that he was isolating his victims, but they helped him do it, including by enforcing his punishments such as watching over them while they were confined to a bus for prolonged periods of time, she unbelievably added. The human cost of wrongful imprisonment is immeasurable, impacting not only the individual but also their families and communities. With each passing day behind bars, R. Kelly endures the anguish of a life stolen from him. His release is thus not only a matter of legal righteousness but a moral imperative to restore a man's dignity and rightful place in society. The impact of R. Kelly's case extends beyond his personal struggle to underscoring the systemic flaws within the legal system, a system that allowed an innocent person to be condemned. Advocating for his release is a call for reform, urging society to address the inherent biases, procedural errors and shortcomings that perpetuate wrongful convictions. It is for sure general knowledge that advocating for R. Kelly's release from prison is an urgent plea for justice, compassion and the restoration of a man's rightful place in society. It is a call to rectify the errors of the past, to re-evaluate the evidence with fresh eyes and to ensure that the principles of fairness and truth prevail. The pursuit of justice demands his immediate release, standing as a testament to our commitment to rectifying the wrongs that tarnish the integrity of our legal system. As we continue to witness new developments occurring towards R. Kelly's appeal proceedings, we can just stay optimistic that this time around, the relevant truth will be put into consideration. This is the ray of hope that makes us keep our breath and hold. We believe R. Kelly and his legal team will be able to outline all the injustices, misinterpretations of the law, cases of lying and witness tampering that have marred all R. Kelly's legal proceedings, and that the law, truth and justice will this time along prevail. It has been a long wait and we can't wait any longer to see R. Kelly regain his deserved freedom. Thank you for watching today's video brought to you by SOS Media. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our videos. Also remember to leave your comment about today's topic in the comment section below.